Time to fight.
Commencing attack on hostile target detected. Multiple failures detected. Hostile area secure. Commencing attack on hostile target. Multiple failures detected.
Fighting over.
Trying to steal the X-12 transmitter array antenna, are you? You won't succeed. Not if my lethal robo-scorpions have any say in the matter.
Ready,
Eureka!
steady, fighting.
Ow! Are you sure you scanned something? Eureka! I see you. I see you. Now I end you. Ow!
Bad guys dealt with. Uh-oh.
3. Dr. Mobius, 0. Intruder, return what you have stolen from X-12.
We're out of stim packs. Maybe you'd be better off with an autodoc suit. Bad guys dealt with.
You require some additional... And rightly so.
Don't you like me anymore?
Might I be of service, sir?
Stop hovering. Breaking news. Talking lobotomite arrives in think tank. Its purpose, Oh, really? Now the lobotomite is a master of the dictionary arts. Will you have a doctorate in verbology? Stop the presses. Just in from my eye monitors. Oh, really? How dare you we can make Securitrons better than any... You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that... Fine. Ask. All things robotical. You see a robot? I made it. See a broken robot? I made it that way. Deconstructed it down to parts. I have a gift with machine. Who asked you? Yeah, I do. It wasn't always, oh. I just took that one by default because I don't want to get into it. That genius, Mobius, tried to see what... Supposedly, he has even larger... Yeah, crazy, right? So...
You are an unusual specimen to so boldly walk into the mighty expanse of the think tank. Between the extraction of their higher reasoning abilities and urination-inducing fear. Yet you have no such fear. Will you? Yes, go on. Seeing your lips. How does it feel to have... like having a fish? And you return. Looping, yet we haven't researched this. It is why. It varies according to the number. In 43% of observed cases, true lobotomites. I have tried to... What? Stop. Enough. I don't know what it is. Perhaps. Would you? If you're ready. Ooh. Papa.
lobotomite animal before me. What other terrifying terrors will plague us? Be warned. Attempt to... Yes, animal. Hormones, pores, glands, all wrapped up in skin. Who knows? Scalpels shall tell us your secrets, even if we must cut deep. So, you put down Gabe. Thank you. A scamp, but really, he's highly augmented in any... Before you is the brain of Dr. Boros, head of animology, beastology, and DNA. I lay the bones and hearts, but there are... Indeed, docile. No, such creatures are found. I cannot expect a lobotomite to understand the careful... Perhaps a demonstration. Oh. Nonsense. I was at the... We would know. In 2000, there were the tarantula debates. What you... Until... Did you retrieve the technologies yet? Why, yes. We are filled with the knowledge you speak of. If you wish to know... What? You did? Your survival, let alone success, barely registered in my projections. Now, all I need to do is check... Oh, yes, there's the... Yes. 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 No. I mean, yes. You just need... I know how these technologies work. Of course I know. If you remember, we described them in clearly abstract, contradictory statements before. Why, on how to use them. Yes, that... I've got it. Let me... I have it. Well, not... It's embedded in what seems... You see, was that my... biological... I mean, technically, the... But for now... The... And that...
Scorpion, will you? You're no match for strength. This one, I'll make more. I see you. Now I end you. Defiant to the end! Ha! Looking for a weak spot? There are no weak spots! Ha! Looking for a weak spot? Let's make this sporty. Ha! You'll never disable me from the monitors around the room! Looking for a weak spot? They said I was. Hmm? Oh, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my you seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing, a little hard to see you. Depth perception is a problem with this old monitor of mine. Went black. Should look at getting the visual nerve. Would you care? I have all sorts of amazingly... I've had to start using the dome floor. Really? That implies... After all... Do you? And does it even want to go back with you? Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain if it wants to...
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been, Crawling through... Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie? Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, quote, Dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on, I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and... I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and... All those glands, they come from... Fun? Fun? Is tetanus fun? Is rickets? What about sepsis? The things you do with our body are suicide. I'm not going to lie to you. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. In your head, do you know how much more you can get done with overrated biological feedback? Believe me, you only feel that way because you... Well, certainly there might be some things I miss about being ambulatory. We have seen some incredible sights, haven't we? But still, given the tremendous... Oh no, please don't leave me here in this... Please don't It's true, the brains here have experienced some degree of deterioration, I'm confident that with a few decades of work, I can solve the problem. Of course I accounted for that! Do you think I'm so stupid? No, you're right. Maintaining my current functionality. Let me see. I suppose you'd continue on unless, of course, the batteries run out. I'm not entirely sure. I suppose what form that... Ugh, crawl back. For all I know, you're riddled with disease. I'm not crawling back. Are you coming on to me? Sweet Lord, please. Ugh. Even if I wanted to settle myself, we would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather die. And you believe them? Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll... And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead. Oh, lovely. With an attitude like that, it's small wonder you got yourself... There go those glands. Very well. I suppose I have no choice. Goodbye, peaceful, soothing brain jar. Hello, head wounds and scorpions. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meat. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in...
Oh, I see you. I hypothesize. Why, of course you can. If I recall, I had a plan that was working, whatever it was. I wasn't trying to blast. That will be difficult. It would be like fighting 5 scaled-down versions of me that have... And they have an arsenal of vivid... If you could survive those... Although, I doubt... Well, you could try. Well, there's many things they... Much like your brain, Oh. Then you came along. Oh, tell them I'm still alive. Or you could... And if you are partial, then... And if you speak of me... In...
You require some addition.
Sir's accoutrement are precisely where Sir has left them, and should you attempt to say otherwise, I remind Sir that it is a waste room.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal? I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite.
Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again. And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions. You are lying. No. Nonsense.
Dr. Klein,
I'm not. Gala, the...
Klein, are you... Plus, you know, we haven't...
Releasing...
Silencing opinion.
Why are you acting like this? You... A noble. Perhaps you are irate. Why am I even listening? We are bigger, smart.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
Although, truth be told, the courier had barely explored the crater in an attempt to rush through and be done with the whole thing. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome gained a frontier town feel, with the few modules installed. They shouted at each other across the HQ occasionally, either threatening each other or announcing a discovery. It kept things lively. Secretly, the Sync Central Intelligence Unit was relieved that not all of the personality chips had been found. What was there was enough.
The Biological Research Station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-12 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic, dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses. releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier made his way through the X-8 facility, the computers analyzed the test subjects' movements. They eventually created new cyberdogs to root out commie traitors from the wasteland. Traitors like Betsy Bright, Richie Marcus. Although they couldn't seem to find any commies, so they turned on themselves, howling sonic barks that echoed miles across the landscape.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after, the stealth suit had left it, without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ, and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
The think tank basement, filled with lobotomized robotical frames of the doctors, now served as a graveyard. The monitors had recorded the battle in its entirety, including the think tank's final, shrill, terrified screams, whimpers, and pleas for mercy. They broadcast these humiliating last moments as a warning to anyone approaching the perimeter that other smarty pants were not welcome. The courier was the inheritor of the Big Empty, and there was room for only one will in the halls of the think tank dome.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, old world blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The Sync sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
Huzzah! Huzzah! Huzzah!